We are live from Chinafornia. I'm chewing gum. I'm gonna look at some headlines with you, and I'm not a Stepford wife. And I'm wearing this helmet. It's my tinfoil hat, because I'm a conspiracy theorist. Someone brought up a good point today. I'll have to put those back on real soon. Hello, test, test, test. Letting out my inner comedian. My silly self. Testing 1, 2, 3. I have not drank any alcohol. So this is infrared helmet. It's good for the brain, good for the hair growth. Beets, Rogaine, which I don't know what the hell ingredients is in there, but I can tell you it's poison. Don't have to venture far to tell you that. It's all poison. It's all poison. It's genetically modified information. Someone brought up the point. Is election fraud as minor, as infrequent as vaccine injury? Full-on gaslighting. If you're a Democrat, then you should want a democratic process, regardless of who wins. If it's Joey, come on, man, or Trump. And in my opinion, at this stage, this is not about Trump or Biden. Pretend this is political theater. Look at former FBI directors speak about nonverbal languaging between political leaders. So consider this is, the CDC pays its employees to watch soap operas. I grew up watching soap operas in the late 70s, early 80s. So, Dallas, As Oral Turns, General Hospital, Days of Our Lives. And if you minor in psychology, then you could see, the villains and the over-the-topness. Mind you, I stopped watching it. I was in a dorm, an all-girls dorm in Vancouver, and they were watching it. And I often have observed other people's behaviors to look at mine and alter it, change it, consider why I'm doing certain things, and improve. Because we are spiritual beings having a human experience. And if you are going to choose for fear and hate towards Orange Man, whoops. Yes? Yes, I'm recording. Check, check. Where was I? I got thrown off. Yeah, this is not about Trump or Joey. What do they represent? You want someone that's going to mask you indefinitely, that preaches fear, the person who says that they got coronavirus. It dawned on me, it's so obvious now, like the China virus. And I'd be like, why is he saying that? It's not from China. France was involved for helping build the Wuhan Virology Institute. There's scientists there that worked on the coronavirus. Family. There's Chapel Hill. The patents for Diedrich, responsible for anthrax letters that also involved Fauci. Biogerm warfare following a false flag. Biogerm warfare following a false flag of 9/11. How many of us held our tongues, and now China virus means the virus of communism, the virus that's ushering communism. So I rather vote for the person who's standing up and addressing the Constitution, censorship. I think there are more than us than we are led on to believe. I've spoken to many would not vote for Joey. So you're mail-in voting. Let's hope that they put in Baron Cohen. What's her name? Her full name. Let's see. Amy. It's too bad once you start recording. I hope you can hear me. If anyone's here. Hello, testing. Wearing my tinfoil hat.
What could be the biggest case of the year, the argument against Obamacare. The Supreme Court and its conservative majority will decide the future of the Affordable Care Act. 18 Republican states, led by Texas, are hoping the court will rule Obamacare, which 20 million Americans currently use, is unconstitutional. NBC News national political reporter Sahil Kapoor joins us now. Sahil, good morning. Now, first, let's start with the Republican argument here. What is the argument the Republican...
And the Trump campaign is asking that the nearly 5 million ballots that have been submitted here across 150...
Can we just, for a second, I'm looking at the MSM NBC News. You have this beautiful black woman talking behind a ridiculous cloth outside. Can't hear shit that she's saying because I'm already partially deaf. There's one tone that I don't pick up. And it's redunculous, and she's outside. What are they projecting? Is this the way... Why are we not filming like this on sets? Everyone on set is wearing a muzzle, and then when you call action, then, the coronavirus suspends an animation, because in certain instances, life must go on, but not in others. If you don't think this is a social credit system, and who's going to bring it in quicker? And if you are a Democrat, you should care about the democracy and fair elections. There's too much fuckery going on with this mail-in voting in too many instances. Dead people, glitches, banking on mail-in voting and then celebrating in the streets. Why couldn't you go 3 days prior and go vote in person? Are you kidding? Sure, it may not be the same people. How many just know this is all shenanigans by now? Until the darkest winter, the greatest fall. Who knows what's going to come next? Is it an anthrax letters? Is it something that's going to make the first run validated? It's very possible in this West world that we live in. So, say this. There's an air of an air of Nazism in the air. An air. It's in the air. Nazism. Communism. Snitching. I was just thinking of Harry Vox drinking wine. Maybe he's in jail. Maybe that's why I haven't seen him. I'm on my backup channel now. So I haven't gone to the slammer. Yet. Maybe that's where Vox is. It's so crazy. So crazy to be a spiritual person fueled by hate for Orange Man. It's just not Trump. It's not Trump. And then, I saw Trump through the lens of a Democrat, through the lens of Bill Maher. And then I started watching him every single day. And I think seeing also what do the people behind him stand for? What is my experience with conservatives compared to Hollywood, Silicon Valley, left, illusion, tech, virtue signaling, cancel culture, safe spaces? or it's okay to go to Planned Parenthood because on the surface, yes, you should have a choice. But then finding out that Planned Parenthood sells fetal tissue and grows viruses on it. So, Planned Parenthood, defund Planned Parenthood. Yeah. It's just a different mindset, I think. It's interesting to observe what's going on, like this one big scientific experience on human behavior. And you find out how easily malleable we are and programmable. And wanting to at least understand why you're making the decisions that you're making. Where did you get that drink that you're drinking? Where did you get this from? Well, got it from across the street in the Mission. It's, fermented hibiscus with turmeric and honey. And in this case, it's a Peruvian man used to donate to our Vanishing of the Bees fundraisers. And he was trying to stay in the country, and he was really hardworking. And it's so amazing to see him in San Francisco and Ojai and parts of Los Angeles. Grocery stores like Erewhon. God, I loved going to Erewhon. So fucking expensive. Got so much shit for going there. But it's like, yeah, I feel like a rich woman if I can just buy good food. Organic food. I like spending money on food. I know it's a luxury. Makes such a difference. It's so simple, so simple, so simple to look at yourself and be humbled in these times. I am humbled. This year has been humbling. A friend said he had not got in touch since March. I mean, he was using, a lot of people I've spoken to have taken the year of the Rona and made it work for them, which is good, and reinvented themselves. Awesome, because if you're in the system, you're really taken care of and enjoying it, or you might get squeezed out. Like those people that I saw, people that I saw in the streets of San Francisco walking late at night, who'd lost their apartments because they lost their jobs because of the Rona. There's a lot of despair. It's fucked. I mean, it's fatiguing. It's more, especially, I don't know which side. Watching this charade, the people who believe this charade until it becomes real. Because say a lie enough times and it will become truth. Clearly we are programmable animals. This is political theater, but I do believe that if I'm going to pick a side, it's not going to be just because it's not Trump. I'm going to look at the people, I'm going to look at the values, I'm going to look at the fuckery, the chicanery on the left, the, man, what a magic trick, Okay, I've been accused of speaking too low. The thing is, I'm talking and I'm like, oh, what news am I missing? Can't see anything. It's cold. Maybe my helmet has turned people off. She's a wacko. What's wrong with you, Maryam? You have COVID-19 brain.
59 counties be counted by hand. And we've reached out to the Secretary of State's office on this issue, and they tell us that in order for that to happen,
I don't think we should be counting. I think we should be looking at the validity of each ballot. It's not the numbers, because arguably it's been flooded. with dead people and cats, and thinking that this is just a conspiracy theory, because basically whatever the truth is, the mainstream media is reversing it and saying it's not, it's a conspiracy, just slapping conspiracy theorists on everything. Meanwhile, like at least in Twitterville, hello, we are trading information, losing how many people, just having shadow banned, having the president's tweets. This is a democracy? Regardless, like if it was the other side, if Trump was doing this, yeah, arguably, all a game. It's not democratic. It's not. As someone who considered themselves democratic and then is shat upon instead of having a conversation and like going down this rabbit hole. I believe in freedom of speech. I believe in medical freedom. And even if it's political theater, I'm going to put my life on the side that's not going to mandate vaccines or lockdowns, or at least is not saying that. If it's good cop, bad cop. There's tons of lawsuits. Trump's lawsuits, plaintiffs' lawsuits, voters' lawsuits. I don't know how this is going to play out. Look at the Transition Integrity Project. Look at basically one scenario where it's a close Biden win. It's there. Simulation, putting the truth. It's very cold in San Francisco. It's funny because I'm used to seeing President Trump, because I've been following COVID-19 and watching the pressers every day, and then really being interested in studying nuances and double speak, so to speak. And also just really like looking at the rallies and like feeling the energy there. I so wanted to be in Miami. Dude, when I heard the crowd like say fire Fauci, like the next day I woke up and like scraped it. I was like, I'm gonna keep that. That's like, and then speaking to people that were there that night and how it started off. Regardless, and his answer, maybe because he knew this is gonna happen. Because it's all script. I'm good at knowing the end to a movie or a chapter of a movie. But in any case, this is a lot of fuckery. Wake up. It's the evidence is there. Just like there's evidence that the Rona is less fatal than the flu, this is no longer about, it's not about health. It's not about health. This considers Zika, H1N1, HIV/AIDS. We keep getting better at it every time. The former WHO director, Larry Brilliant, said alongside Fauci at the Aspen Institute, talking about pandemic preparedness, instituting the parameters of control for preparedness for a supposed pandemic. Fear, 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 gobble, gobble, gobble. Thank you for the people out there it's amazing to be able to speak to people. And I'm like, okay, are we all being programmed that the fact that I haven't talked to this person before and they're coming to the same broad conclusions, and we're comparing information and details when others are just listening to NBC? No, come on. Come on. That's really watching a soap opera. Throw the TV away. Throw it away. You have to become your own researcher. Okay, I'm going to sign off and see what's happening. What's happening? What's happening in news? It's like we haven't seen President Trump, and like sending these messages, these tweets. Highly respected Ken Starr, Pennsylvania's highly respected Ken Starr, quote, Pennsylvania's 3-day extension of the mail-in ballot deadline is a constitutional travesty. Legal scholars agree. Watch it now at the election near you. 2 thumbs down. Sounds like it reads like a review for a movie. Yeah, there's so many details, so much information. Someone has to look and decipher it all and connect dots. I love doing that. Oh, we're done. Time to take the turkey out. Yeah, so I cut my hair today. And I had to take my temperature. It's just like a gun at your forehead. Like, whoa, what the fuck? Put it here, because you're not going to get a haircut without it. And then put shit on my hands, some chemicals. I'm not going to touch anything. Oh, yeah. And then wear a mask the whole time. Well, I feel more protected. No, I feel like I got primed to be more susceptible. People, eat well, take care of your body, exercise. Don't let them get the better of you. Yeah, I was looking at the FBI, like different hand gestures of the legal, of the political, like Trump does this. Or I say Pocahontas, Elizabeth Warren, who asks Fauci on record, do you have any, the way she worded it was like squirrely, stocks, whatever, with vaccines. Like basically you're saying, does he have any financial gain by pushing vaccines? And he says no. The way he says it, no. I should clip that and like play it over and over again so you could get a sense of like, okay, buddy, that's a little bit too emphatic, your no. Okay, buddy, you Fauci fraud. This is a real person. This is like a big villain in a movie. This is villainous. He's a villainous character. All 4'8" of him. What does that mean? It's okay, I'm 5'4". And he's not 4'8". I think maybe he's 5'2". Could he be shorter than Mimi? He's got to go down. Bill Gates, got to go down. You and your man sweaters. No mask. Plenty of man sweaters. It's like comedy. Let's do comedy on this travesty, this tragedy, this sorcery this craziness, this new world order that's being ushered in. How did they do it during the Nazis? This is how. So genius. You have to really be living outside. It's not easy being cheesy. There's lots of loud sounds, loud, boisterous voice. Okay, gonna go back to planning to go to Florida, if anything, for the weather and the Governor DeSantis, that you can go places without masks. Now, apparently, you can go between certain states without showing your negative COVID-19. Do you know also that they have mucal vaccines? Dude, I don't give a shit if I sound paranoid. I know 3 people who are fine that got sick after getting tested. No, thanks. I don't want your test. I don't want your vaccine. I don't want your face fucking diaper. I'm gonna take my chances if there's some biogerm warfare. This is crazy to even say this shit. It sounds crazy. I'm gonna give you FB. Dominion voting systems, ties with China, ties with the Clintons. Boy, it's the usual players here. November 10th, 2020. I don't care what state you're in, this computer voting system is wide open to fraud and intervention. Wait until you see what's coming. Maybe it's all a game. Great clues via Q. Excuse me. I haven't eaten. Pennsylvania's 3-day extension of the mail-in ballot deadline is a constitutional travesty. Legal scholars agree. What are those? Sorry, I'm chewing gum maybe like a piggy. Could be more piggy. It could be like, Flo, kiss my grits. Kiss my grits. There's lots of fuckery happening, boys. Gotta blow that whistle. Don't listen to the MSM. They're lying. They're giving false hope out there. And then it's going to swing over to the other side, and there's going to be lots of burning. George Floyd's going to make it. It's going to make George Floyd look like a day in the park. Who knows? They will go ballistic. Kamala. That's how I feel when I look at Kamala. When I think of Kamala, I get into that. So fucking fake. So not genuine. Bad actress. Bad actress. Okay. Please send comments. Please join my backup YouTube, since I lost my main one. Syphilis. Know the story of Syphilis? Over now.